So quite the turn of events for AMD stock today, guys. Check it out. And mind you, this company reported earnings yesterday. I'm sure all of you guys out there know that. You guys probably saw that. And initially, when the earnings came out, the stock went up $8, I think roughly 6%. And like I said, quite the turn of events, because right now it's down 6%, actually 6.5%. It's now at $109 per share, down almost $8 per share right now on the day. So we're going to break down the earnings in this video, go over the charts, my thoughts, what I'm looking to do. But before we do that, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe. 70% of you guys, believe it or not, are not subscribed, so make sure to do that. It's completely free. And don't forget to get your free money from Moomoo, up to 16 stocks, each up to $2,000. Use that link down below. We'll talk more about the details later. And with that being said, guys, cheers, let's dive into it. So like I said, AMD reported numbers yesterday, and I'm sure a lot of you already saw that, but we're going to break them down a little bit more in depth in this video, go over the charts, all that good stuff. And you saw that initially the stock, well, I guess initially it fell a bit. I mean, guys, you can see it came down from 117 to about 115. So I guess initially it fell after the bell, but it recovered very quickly and it went all the way up to the mid 125s, which was a move essentially from 115 to 125 of around 9%. So after the bell, guys, we saw a 9% pop in AMD. And right now we've pretty much just been downtrending all day. You guys can see on the intraday, we opened up at 120, and since that point, literally intraday, or the bell hit, right, day started, we've been downtrending ever since. Now we're down about $11 from where we opened, which percentage-wise is around 8.5%, 8.5%, which is not the best sign right now for this particular stock. So AMD is taking a beating, completely breaking the lows from yesterday. Let me pull the 5-day up. Are we breaking the lows? Yeah, now we're at a fresh low on the 5-day as well. So we're taking the lows out from yesterday, the day before that, day before that, day before that, day before that, right? And we're not completely collapsing. I mean, we'll take a look at the longer time frames later in the video, which will show the bulls are still in charge here, but we'll talk about that in a couple of minutes. And first, before we actually get into that part of the video, guys, let me pull up Chrome here and let's dive into, the earnings, the numbers, all that good stuff. And we can actually start here very quickly. So right now with this drop that we're seeing, it's down about 7%, down over $8 a share. AMD is at $180 billion market cap. So still very high and still well above what it was a couple of years ago. I think I made an AMD video yesterday, right, where we covered the kind of, not the history of the company, but, well, I guess we looked at the charts and saw where it was in 2016. This stock, actually 2015, right? Either way, this stock was $5, guys, $3, $4, $5. So from that point to where it is now, it's done extraordinarily well, and it's $180 billion. That is a very big company, but it is down from what it was yesterday or what it was after the bell. I think it was at maybe pushing 200 billion. I forget exactly what it was at, but either way, that's what we're looking at. EPS trailing 12 months is at 18 cents. You guys probably remember that from the video from yesterday, but enough of that. I just wanted to show you the market cap here. Let me now show you this, which in my opinion, it's a pretty good visual to look at if you're, trying to get a quick snapshot of their earnings. And by the way, they actually beat on EPS and revenue from what I remember. We'll look at that when we get to ThinkOrSwim later in this video. But right now, this is what we're looking at, right? So Q2 revenue came in at $5.4 billion. You guys see this big number right above my big old head? You guys see that right here, right? $5.4 billion. That's actually a decline of 18% year over year. So they're declining a good chunk, and so are a lot of these other chip companies, right? And their gross margin, you guys can see under the $5.4 billion number, is roughly 46% right now. It's pretty much flat year over year, primarily due to lower client segment performance offset by strong embedded segment performance and lower amortization of acquisition-related intangible assets. You guys can barely read that, but that's what that says under the 46% gross margin. Then if we look here on the right, which is what I want to focus on for this part of the video, guys, we can see, let me actually zoom in all the way or as much as I can. So, all right, look, guys, this is what we're seeing right now. Data center revenue, which is the top, came in at $1.3 billion for the company, which is actually down 11%. And mind you, revenue in general, like we just saw, is down 18%. So a lot of these segments, pretty much all of them, are down year over year. So this is primarily due to lower sales of the third generation EPYC processors. And coming down here to client revenue, you guys can see that is down massively. We're talking not 11% like data center revenue. No. This is down 54% year over year. Now it's at $998 million. That means it was over what, $2 billion at one point last year. Yeah, that's a pretty big drop overall for client revenue, and that's due to reduced shipments resulting from a weak PC market and a significant inventory correction across the PC supply chain, which that's not great, guys. And what isn't that bad is gaming revenue, guys. This is at $1.6 billion right now based on the earnings we just got, which is only down 4%. Really, that's not that bad. Pretty flat, honestly, at only down 4%. Really not bad. And that's due to higher semi-custom revenue more than offset by lower gaming graphics revenue, and embedded revenue is actually up year over year. So this is up 16% year over year. That's primarily driven by strength in industrial, vision, and healthcare, automotive, and test and emulation markets. That came in at, again, $1.5 billion, up 16% year over year. And looking at this non-GAAP gross margin, 50%. That's down 4 points year over year. So pretty much everything, guys, is down year over year up until now, except for embedded revenue, which again is up 16% year over year. And these are some comments from Lisa Su, which you guys probably know. This is the CEO of AMD. You guys can see we delivered strong results in the second quarter as fourth gen EPYC and Ryzen 7000 processors ramped significantly, and their AI engagements, or she said our, because again, she's the chair and the CEO, right? She said our engagements, AI engagements, increased by more than 7 times in the quarter as multiple customers initiated or expanded programs supporting future developments or deployments, rather, of Instinct accelerators at scale. We made strong progress meeting key hardware and software milestones to address the growing customer pull for our data center AI solutions and are on track to launch and ramp production of Instinct MI300 accelerators in the fourth quarter. Pretty good news, guys. And this right here is another visual kind of their numbers. Well, not kind of, it is of their numbers compared to what they were last year in the same quarter. So you guys can see right here, revenue $5.3 billion, 5.4 if we round up. You guys probably saw that. We talked about that a minute ago. That is down from the 6.5 last year in the same quarter. You guys can see that right here. Let me zoom in a bunch so you can really get the visual here, guys. And gross profit declined. Last year it was $3 billion. Now it's at $2.4 billion. All right. Gross margin, same, 46%. We talked about that. And operating expenses actually declined, which is pretty good. $2.5 billion last year to now $2.4 billion. Operating income or loss, they lost $20 million. Last year they lost, or gained rather, $500 million. So that's a big difference there. Operating margins now at 0%. Last year it was 8%. And net income, which we covered, was $27 million this go around, and last year it was $447 million. You guys can see that's a big drop. And earnings per share last year, 27 cents. This year, 2 cents. So you guys get that visual. And of course, you can see all this stuff if you go on Google and type in AMD Investor Relations. It's not hard to find, guys. All of this will pop up, and this entire presentation, which we're not going to get into everything in this video, which this is 13 pages. We're not going to cover it all. We're not going to cover any more, actually. We're going to go back to the charts. But all this stuff is online, available to you guys, of course, for free. So look at AMD right now, guys. It's down about 6.3%, pretty much exactly what it was earlier in this video. It's at 109, 110. And we are getting a bit, let me call this out, a bit of a bullish divergence. Let me show you guys this on the intraday here. Let me move my face. There we go. So we do have, obviously, these lower highs and lower lows that have been made all day, right? But now we're starting to get the RSI to scale up. You guys see these higher lows being made, boom, boom, as we're still downtrending. This is a bullish divergence, and it could signal potentially more upside coming up here, right? We could be signaling, or this could signal maybe a breakout coming into close, which honestly, guys, would not surprise me considering how beaten down the overall markets are right now, which they're not looking like they're turning around right now. But, you know, how beaten down the markets are, how beaten down AMD is. Let's see. It's only 11:30. I mean, we still have 4.5 hours left of trading. I mean, anything could happen. And I'm telling you guys, mark my words, this is not guaranteed, of course, but the bullish divergence is something worth watching. And we'll wrap back around maybe later on today. We'll cover AMD again, so make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and don't forget to get up to 16 stocks from Moomoo, the sponsor of today's video. Just use that link down below. Open up your account and fund it with at least $100. You get 5 stocks right off the bat, and fund it with at least $1,000. You get 10 more stocks, totaling 15 stocks, each up to $2,000. And listen to this, guys. If you fund your account at least $5,000 on top of those 15 stocks, you also get a free share of either Tesla stock or Expedia stock, which that part of the promo is limited time. So use that link down below. And of course, that is an affiliate link. It helps out the channel. I appreciate you all as always. And with that being said, cheers. I'll see you in the next video.